5 p.m. and it's time for YGC Speaks. Today's episode, we are diving into a topic that has completely transformed the modern workforce, but still remains one of the hardest puzzles to crack for both companies and professionals working remotely. So we will be looking into the expectations of the employers. And to help us break down this topic, we are joined by a global leader, an entrepreneur, a business consultant who have spent years building cross-border collaborations across ASEAN region with international projects, all while working across time zones. Currently based in Australia, please welcome to the show, Prabhu Setaratnam.
Good evening, Matet, and thank you for having me on this YGC Speaks.
Thank you, sir.
It is an honor to be here and share my knowledge with the rest of the viewers who are with you today.
We are excited. Thank you for your
That's
time.
great to hear. Thank you.
Yes. So today we are on our 9th episode, and it is equally an honor for me to have this session being your moderator for today. So let's start.
Sure, let's go
All
ahead.
right. So take us from the beginning. How did your journey into remote work actually start?
That's a rather good question, which has a very long answer, but let me try and keep it short. Um, Juggling between my family life and work life has always been a challenge for me. Working in multiple geographical locations while having the family anchored in one place. So I always sought um, ways to work remotely and made sure, when I was in a consultant, that my clients also were able to work in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And as an entrepreneur, I also made the environment conducive for people who work for me to be able to work remotely with me. So, in short, the answer is working remote was not because of a specific situation for me, like the COVID or
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's very clear that during COVID, most of us had to work remotely. But my personal situation forced me to work remotely way back from 2008,
Wow.
2009. That's
Mm-hmm.
a long, long way before COVID actually came.
Mm-hmm.
So, in my sense, it has always been a trial and error before
Mm-hmm.
I could perfect or say have a proper working arrangement, be it with my clients or with my colleagues. I wouldn't call them
Yes.
employees, my colleagues,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? Who had to get used to working remotely.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, working remote is a challenge, but it has all its advantages and disadvantages, which I think we can go further
Sure.
as we discuss.
Yeah. Uh, with that, you mentioning about the challenges, was it
Mhm.
more challenging before the pandemic? Because let's face it, we have more tools available and other arrangements that have been created after the pandemic. Share us more into
Yeah,
this.
yeah. So you got it right. Like
Mm-hmm.
way in the beginning, it was WhatsApp and Viber and
Yeah.
those kind of things. We also had, I think, Google Meet and there was another one, Skype.
Yeah.
Some things which we don't even see today, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But um, I would say those were the stepping stones to
Mm-hmm.
where we are today.
Yeah.
With technology development, it has become easier,
Mm-hmm.
but having worked in such situations earlier, this has become a breeze for us today. So it's easy for us. Like There are multiple channels. You call it Teams, Zoom, whatever it is, right? And then WhatsApp video
Yeah.
call. Those are the technologies that remained.
Mm-hmm.
But when you talk about challenges, technology is not the only one
Mm-hmm.
of the challenges which we faced earlier. It was also getting people into the mindset, okay, somebody can work remotely,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right? And it was more difficult because people didn't see your face at that time, not that
Exactly.
much,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? But as technology developed and people can see you,
Mm-hmm.
it became easier.
Mm-hmm.
That's on the technology side. On the people side, there are people even today who don't want to show their face on the camera
Exactly.
for
I
whatever
agree.
reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, communication becomes a bit of a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't know what they mean when they say something, you don't read
Mm-hmm.
body language.
Yes.
Those kind of challenges are there. But having said that, overall, I think remote working has actually brought benefits to the working world, be it as an employer or as an employee. It gives us so much of work-life balance is one,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? People are able to get a better work-life balance, provided they are committed.
Yes.
As in any case, right? There are people who will not work remotely. They won't work, as in they
Yes.
just say I'm working remotely and then they don't work, right?
Mm-hmm.
That also
Mm-hmm.
happens. Yes.
Yeah, I like what you mentioned about balance. Yeah. So personally, it can be your personal practice or some things that you can see with the people that you work with. What do you think are the things that they can actually do to maximize since they are working remotely? Are they more productive in your opinion?
Before I step into that,
Mm-hmm.
I want to step back a little bit
Mm-hmm.
on the same topic of work-life balance. Um, we had work-life balance even in the regular working environment,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't as much as important as in the Western nations, as in Asia or
Mm-hmm.
Southeast Asia. I've worked across these
Yes.
boundaries, and I can see a lot of difference.
Mm-hmm.
And you know very well, we work late to 8, sometimes 9 o'clock in the evening when required.
Mm-hmm.
But some employers insisted that they work that hours. Some employers insist that you finish your work, it's up to you how you finish it.
Mm-hmm.
And that now bring that forward with remote working, people who are committed and have a good sense of belonging to the organization will find their own times to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, some people even answer calls at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. in the night. It's
Yeah.
not required, it is not a
Mm-hmm.
must. And it again depends between the employer and the employee or the colleagues understanding. If it is something important, we message them immediately. If not, we say, okay, it waits,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if that understanding is available, work-life balance becomes easier.
Mm-hmm.
For example, sometimes when people need to reach me, I'm taking the call in a car. Maybe I'm just coming back after going to the gym,
Mm-hmm.
or technology has helped in that way.
Yeah.
Or let's say there are clients who need my advice and I'm on a holiday, and I can say, hey, look, I'm on a holiday, but I'm reachable between these times,
Yeah.
and I can still do work for them. In
Mm-hmm.
those days, if somebody was on a holiday, he was on a holiday. You don't reach him,
Mm-hmm.
right? So pros and cons, there are multiple.
Yeah.
Like when you're on a holiday and somebody reaches you, doesn't feel like a holiday, right? It all that is also there, yeah. So that's the downside of being remotely working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Since you mentioned about getting the control of
Hmm.
it's on your hand, right? Like you mentioned about you can go to the gym, you can do other things. If you are going to select someone for a position, for example, what do you actually will look for if that person will be required to work remotely? What that person should have?
Okay, remote employment has become very common these days, right? I mean, in those days, it was actually called BPO, and people sent jobs outside to
They outsource.
organizations, outsourced it, and therefore it was considered that the organization was responsible for delivery.
Yeah.
But now I see a lot of organizations doing independent remote employment, meaning to say, not an organization. Like we have tools like Fiverr and other platforms where individuals advertise for their services. Now, when picking a particular one, firstly we look depending on what we want. Yeah, depends on what we are looking for, whatever person we are looking for. If it is generally, I wouldn't pick a greenhorn, meaning to say a fresh out of college online. That is my view, simply because they need to have gone through a little bit of working in an organization, in a full setup organization, to learn what is punctuality, what is delivery on time, what is
Yeah.
deadlines, what is human interaction. If they have learned all that, then maybe say 2 3 years of experience working in an organization, then the first things I look for is if they attend on time, if they attend my meeting on time, right? And you cannot make it only at the recruitment or the interview stage. You
I
probably
agree.
hiring anybody remotely, you go with your gut feeling first, and then test them out for the next month or two, and then decide whether they are the best fit for you. Having said that, there are so many remote employees, so that we are spoiled for choice. Unless, of course, it is a technical requirement, or somebody, like, for example, who is an AI prompt engineering
Yes.
expert or a particular subject matter expert. Then when it becomes rare, or when it becomes hard to find the resource, then you just have to keep churning them till you can get your job and the right person to fit it.
Indeed. Punctuality never goes out of style.
So it's also punctuality and it is delivery, right? So
Yes.
if you say, I'll give it to you in such a time, we expect that to happen. And because all the more reason, because it's remote, it's nobody going and knocking somebody's head
Yeah.
and saying, hey, what's happened to this,
Yes.
right? So the expectation is punctual and delivery. That's the
Yes.
key things I would take away for, and that actually helps remote workers. Then they grow their portfolio, and then they can demand what they want.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean, for example, for those listeners today that they have just completed probably, let's say, a diploma or HND, who would want to try to work remotely. They will still have chance, right?
They can still have a chance. Again, it goes back to what the employer is looking for. What kind of
To
an
suit.
employee that if I'm looking for a greenhorn, meaning a fresher
Yeah.
out of diploma, then I even if they're working remotely, I know what to expect on them,
Yes.
and the training will happen.
Yes.
But punctuality and keeping
Yes.
to that delivery date and time, it goes without saying, whether you are just out of
Yes.
college or whether you have 10 years under your belt,
Yes.
it's the same.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
it's very important remotely, because once that is broken remotely, it's very difficult to build back that trust.
Yes. What I'm getting here is discipline, commitment, and being able to deliver on time.
Yeah.
Wow, I wish we have
Um,
longer time.
just one more. You talked
Sure,
about
sure.
discipline. You talked about discipline, and that doesn't just apply for remote working. In this
Exactly.
age and time, a lot of students are doing online study, and if they're not disciplined enough, which when we talk about discipline is the same qualities, being able to attend on time, being able to attend and give your assessments on time or exams on time, it's same. It's whether you're studying or working, it ends up being the same.
I agree. I agree on that. So that is really applicable to all areas of our life. Even in our house, if my mom will scream at me if I don't deliver what she asked from me. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. It's
All
a
right.
very fruitful time with you today.
Thank you. Thank you. And I hope I was able to give some light on remote
Definitely.
working.
Thank you.
All
Thank you for
right.
your time. And we would like to thank each one of you for joining us today. Join us again tomorrow, 5 p.m. Singapore time, as we unveil who is our guest for tomorrow. And don't forget to follow our social media platforms, your global campus, skills for tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.